my art is very conversational. It is an attempt to reach out, to engage in a dialogue of some kind with a person, with an individual, with people, about what the art means, what it could mean, and what it actually does mean to me. I come from humble beginnings, so this is not a situation where I had two parents who had lots of money. What they did have was, I think, could be categorized as very, very solid middle-class values. My father was a Baptist preacher. My mother was a nationally known religious speaker. So as a result, we had as our foundation every day the Lord.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day.
When I grew up in Detroit, Detroit was the bomb.com. It was the barometer for African American intellectual thought, culture, music, everything that we hold high today, Detroit was when I was growing up. I could just cite so many instances of that would be deemed special in my life and to other people, just meeting so many of the stars of Motown and being a part of the political fabric of Detroit. I really, really understand how people in the Caribbean who have seen people who look like them in power. Well, I saw that in Detroit, people who look like me in power. The first piece I ever painted was of a tree, because I was having these visions of painting trees and other objects. This is what was going on in my head so much, which prompted me to begin to paint in the first place. So that first piece was a black tree on a red background. The significance of that piece was after I finished it, it gave me confidence that I had something in me, that there was a talent there. And when I looked at it, it was like, oh, okay, I like this. When I begin to paint, it begins with my going to the studio, putting on painting clothes, because I really want to get very, very comfortable in this space. And then I kind of stare at the canvas for a minute and begin to think, okay, what color do I want to use today? So I begin with the color and begin to just create on a canvas until something that may look very, very abstract, I'll take a step back and look at it and then say, okay, I see a face here. I see some arms that could form right there. And I'll go back in and begin to work on it. I used to paint 24 hours a day in some instances. In fact, my husband called them painting marathons. And I would paint in the middle of the night and sometimes begin to paint in the afternoon, and found myself, the birds were chirping the next day because I was just painting, especially in the beginning, just trying to get all of this out of me. It was such a catharsis. I'm still trying to figure it out, why I have this ability. Now, I give all the credit to God for giving it to me. But I must say that so many times I have an out-of-body experience where I finish a piece and then I step back and I say, I did that? I did that? Because I don't know where this comes from, really. I wish I could tell you. Unfortunately, the Black experience is being portrayed in other ways other than this dignified and elegant way in which many, many of us live. There's a piece that I have that I've done that I think captures some sensibility and sensitivity of African American males who are, for the most part in media, portrayed as something to be a threat. So I did a piece called Black Men Do Cry. And there's a teardrop forming in his eye to show that Black men do care. And I think it's important that we recognize these various, very important and strong elements of the African American experience. No permission needed. came from the fact that I started painting because I was having these visions of painting trees and other objects. And for months and months, these visions, day and night, were so pervasive. And I woke up one morning in July of 2002 and said to my husband, I'm going to start painting. It wasn't, honey, what do you think about this? It wasn't, oh, I'm thinking about this, what do you think? It was a declaration. I am going to start painting. And out of that came, I didn't need anybody's earthly permission to paint because this gift had been given to me. As women, we tend to want a lot of permission before we take a step to do anything bold. And the message there is, when you have a call on your life, do it. No permission needed. But I just want to, as we move forward and when I approach eternity, I just want the Lord to say, well done, good and faithful servant, well done. And to be able to say that I answered the call and I was obedient to do what was required of me.